Okie dokie, how you going YouTube? I thought I'd do a little video presentation, well not presentation, it's more of just a video, just general eBay safety tips. Especially when you're shopping on eBay and a lot of online sites. Recommendations for people who shop and do a lot of shopping or do a lot of shopping online and are able to get bargains online. These are the words of caution I use. Always use PayPal, ladies and gentlemen. PayPal is the best payment option in the world. It does not cordon off, it does not have a tendency to steal your money. You also are covered by insurance if your money gets lost or is misplaced, or you don't get the item you're supposed to receive. Fucking spectacular and wonderful. It's perfect. It's the perfect bloody payment method, to be honest. It's got its plus sides. Now, aside from PayPal, PayPal is one of those good sides. Now, PayPal's good. PayPal is spectacular. Definitely take PayPal into account. So we've got PayPal. There's also there's a couple of other services out there as well. Paymate, I believe, there's a couple of other little services as well. I mean, and also check your SSL encryption when you're typing your credit card into a website. Always double check that and just make sure that you have that encryption. And especially, also research the website that you're buying from as well beforehand. Especially if it's a website that you're not sure of or you don't have any particular mind of. You don't, say for example you've never shopped on the site before, I would recommend doing some research on the site to find out whether it's a scam or whether the word scam is mentioned at any point with this website in reference on Google. So Google is your friend, ladies and gentlemen. A recommendation, another recommendation I got, okay, you got that as one factor. When you're buying on eBay, always check your feedback of the individual that you're buying from. Always check the feedback. Feedback is important. If a person has zero to very little feedback on things, I would be cautious about buying from them. Everybody's newbie. Everybody's a noob, but everybody starts out as being a noob. I'm not arguing that, but most of the time, as I said, I would just be cautious about buying from them as a general rule, because of the fact of it's a good thing to be wary, because you want to know where your money's going. You want to know that you get your money back. Now, most of the time, as long as you use PayPal, you are covered pretty much. They increase like the insurance premiums for that and things like that, and coverage of getting your money back pretty well on PayPal. So that was all good. PayPal was pretty good with that. Now, that's one spectrum of it. Definitely PayPal. Check your eBay feedback. Check your seller. Also check your seller's reputation. See how many negative and positive comments they have. If their negatives are outweighing their positives, I would be wary also of buying from them. But at the same time, I've seen some sellers with negative feedback simply because the end user did not precipitate this postage or that postage would come in a particular way. Or it's because the items got lost in the post and they didn't have postal insurance. Which, that's another recommendation too. If you're buying online, or try to get postal insurance if you can help it, or something that is trackable, because it's better to have it trackable, because at least then you can claim it back from the seller. Aside from that, freight protection always works best. If you can get extended warranty on something and you buy it online, sure. You can get it for an extra bonus, or you can get it for cheap, a good price, go for it. Definitely go for extra warranty. Your extra warranty is always essential, because basically it saves you the hassle of having to pay for the cost of getting it repaired in the first place. But it depends on what item it is too, and it depends on but vastly depends on the item. Some items are big ticket items. I would say it's good getting extended warranty on them, just as my mindset goes anyway. Okay. Things to watch out for. Be wary of when you're buying laptops online. Be wary of when you do. If you're looking for particular brands like Alienware, things such as that, or certain gaming laptops, there are scams that follow those laptops specifically, and there are people who try to sell those not so much sell, but they try to sell them and try to scam people out of money because basically the brand name. Be wary, as I said, zero feedback. Stay away from them. PayPal is your friend. Always best payment options. Bank deposit, I mean, you can still do it. I mean, it's still done in Australia, and we still do it. But I mean, at the same time, there's a lot of options. I mean, there's a lot of different options, but I mean, PayPal is a good electronic way. It's registered. It's actually there in front of you, and I don't know. I haven't had an issue with PayPal lately, and I don't think there's a lot of people that have had issues with PayPal, mainly because there was a few lawsuits over PayPal losing certain things, and then they get a class action lawsuit from a heap of other people, and then they ended up having to change all their rules. On top of that, PayPal and eBay change their rules on a regular basis anyway to sort of fix the situations. But most of the time you will find now, as the Australian consumer, you are in the benefit. You can always get a refund for something regardless of the situation and regardless of what it is. Regardless of how a headset works, or if it's something that you bought recently, you can always get a refund on it, especially if it's only a certain amount of months. If it's only 6 months old, and you know you've got a digitally registered receipt online, yeah, you can do plenty of stuff with that. Cautious. I mean, as I said, be cautious what sites you go to. Try to put credit. Okay, another thing is try not to put credit cards into websites. If you can help it, try to get a debit card for each individual. Like get at least a couple of accounts, then like empty accounts, and make sure that you've got money in that account. But at the same time, only have the bare minimum of money you need in that account for it to function, and make sure so say for example you do get a heap of credit card fraud, the person can only take the amount that's in the account, or they can just try and overdraw the account, and then in that case they can try, but the bank won't necessarily, the bank will just reject them most of the time. Now here's the thing, the best thing you can do is have a debit card for internet transactions. It's such a good idea. It's the best idea, because then you don't have the issue of getting your credit limit fucked over if something does go wrong, or if you accidentally are drunk and manage to enter your credit card on a dodgy website. Yes, that has happened to me probably once or twice in my life. Admittedly, it's happening once or twice earlier in my life, and I've learned my lesson. I've learned my lesson instinctually. At the same time, I've learned my lesson to be a little more careful when I'm drunk too. So that's another lesson learned. Chalk it up to 2 lessons learned, to be honest. But yes, best thing you can do is have a debit card. Have a debit card, not a credit card. Do not use it. Credit cards are the worst things you can do, especially on the internet, because of how much fraud can be done with them and how much money. I mean, there's insurance that covers fraud with, there's insurance that covers fraud with credit cards. I'm not arguing that, but at the same time, there's a careful consideration. I mean, just have a separate account, have a separate debit card for every internet transaction, and then you can say that's just the internet account. When you need to put money in, you put money in. So that's a recommendation, safety thing there. Rotate your passwords on a regular basis, especially if you're an online person and you like doing a lot of stuff online. Rotate your passwords on a regular basis. Try to change them up every so often. It's always the best idea. It makes things so much smoother in that sense of things. Not just smoother, but it makes for a better internet life, because it's sort of known whether somebody's got your password or whether somebody hasn't got your password. Be cautious of where you type your password in internet cafes and such things, and stuff of that nature. It's possible to get that information from there. And you also got to realise that if you're on an internet cafe, you don't know whether somebody's actually got a keylogger on the computer, unless it's been scanned. And yeah, I mean, I would be wary of internet cafes. Most of my transactions and things, most of my stuff I do on my phone, and I have secure software on my phone. So I mean, most of the stuff you can do these days on your tablets or on your phones or laptops or whatever, just hook into the Wi-Fi basically. Now, what else? It's always possible to find bargains online. eBay safety tips: always stay within parameters of getting a payment method that's verifiable, like electronically, it helps so much. Aside from getting a payment method that's verifiable electronically, try to then, I mean, you know, be a little paranoid as well. Like, I mean, this is another general safety thing as well. Like, generally, if you go out into public and you use an ATM, always check your ATM for fake pads or scanning pads that may actually be trying to scan or catch your card information, because it's possible to catch your card information too. So anyway, there's just some of those safety tips. There's general online and a little bit of offline too, but mostly eBay safety tips I was going for. I mean, as I said, with eBay, stay cautious. At the same time, you can get a lot of bargains, a lot of good prices on eBay, and yeah, no, it's not that hard. Trust me. Once you get used to it, once you get used to transacting online, and become a king of it, you know it inside and out. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very much, YouTube. This has been eBay safety tips, just to, you know, generally safety and internet safety and things like that, and transaction safety as such, and just, you know, stay safe. As I say, stay safe, stay secure, be a little bit paranoid. There's nothing wrong with being a little bit paranoid. Just a little bit paranoid. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong at all. That's what I'm saying. Okay, catch you. Thank you very much. Catch you, YouTube.